Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, my good people, wherever you are in the world. My name is Jordy, and this is my review for 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days, Season 8, Episode 6. Let's get into it. So, just to recap last week, let's talk about it, guys. Come in, sit down. Oh, let me introduce my co-host. I'm gonna have a co-host every single episode. My co-hosts may or may not speak, but that's okay. Today's co-host is Lua. Ah, look at that. Say hi, Lua. All my plants have names. I know, weirdo, right? But whatever. But this is Lua. She's an exotic angel plant, and she's from Costa Farm. So she has a wick on the bottom, and she's sitting in her water to be watered. She gets watered from the bottom. So this is Lua, and she'll be sitting right next to me as I do this review. So let's get into it. So just a quick recap of episode 5, because last week I recapped episode 4 and episode 5 together. So just a quick recap of last week. Stephanie's Ryan's boss. Amira got detained. Nobody knows where she is. Natalie wants the ring. Very much bad. Yara doesn't trust Jovi. Brandon's parents are crazy. Too much. Let's not call them crazy, but they are too much. Ziad is coming to America, and Rebecca is finding every reason to tell him unnecessary information as much as she can find about her ex-husband. Is that enough of a recap? Great. Alright, so this week's episode 6 starts with Natalie and Michael. They're in the kitchen. Natalie decides she's gonna make breakfast this time, and she's expressing that she's not very happy about being there, but she did reflect on Mike taking her to the waterfall, and that did make her very, very happy. So she's happy about that, but she's just not happy about anything else. Go figure, right? She's been there for about 2 weeks at this point, and so for breakfast, she's been there for about 2 weeks at this point. She doesn't feel at home up to this point. For breakfast, it looks like she was making some type of croissant, but she burnt the bottom, a fruit salad, and then maybe another type of salad, and she's just having a warm time adjusting to life with Mike. She said she's just not adjusting, and she still hasn't unpacked because there's no space for her stuff, she says. So they're sitting at the table consuming food, and Natalie asked Mike if he wants more of the croissant. He's like, no, I'm good. So I don't know if it was no, I'm good. Because who says no to more bread? Like, yo, have you ever been at a restaurant and they're like, would you like some more bread? And you're like, yes, please, before your food comes. So I'm guessing the croissant wasn't that good, because who the hell says no to more bread? But hey, I digress. But either way, he says no to the more bread. And she's like, oh, very good boy. Oh, you're losing weight, blah, blah, blah. So why you ask him for more bread if you were going to say that? Anyhow, she mentions to the camera she has to unpack because it's easier for her to leave if she doesn't unpack. If she doesn't unpack, then she can just pick up and go at any time, right? Anyway, back to the table. She commends him for not accepting any bread, and she also tells him that he needs to lose weight, so he should keep going, and that he's looking gorgeous because he didn't accept the bread. I don't know, she's so hot and cold, it would drive me insane. So she asks him about dresser space, and he says yeah, he'll free up some space for her, and she's like, no, I want a new dresser. And then she complains about there being no space. She complains about his closet. She complains about not wanting to hang her clothes. She only wants to fold her clothes because she doesn't wear shirts. She only has frocks and she only has pants and she doesn't want to hang them. She only wants to fold them. And Mike is just like, I don't know how he's dealing. Anyway, Mike says he will clean out the drawers. Then, so remember, he started by saying, oh, no problem, I will clean out the drawers for you. She said, no, that's not gonna work. He says, okay, I will clean out they had the conversation, and he's like, babe, you just have to tell me what you need. Like, there's closet space for you. I can clean out the drawers for you. If you need space to hang your stuff or put your stuff, there's no problem, just tell me and I will make the space. So then he says, I will clean out the drawers again. And then she's like, oh my god, you're a genius. Oh, you're such a smart guy. Oh my god, you're so beautiful. Oh my goodness. And I'm like, that's exactly what he said he was. I digress again. I think Mike is a good communicator. Natalie, I don't think so much, but Mike is a good communicator because seemingly from what we can see on TV, right? So they go to the room. It looks like oh, I had one note to say how will he know what you want? How will Mike know what she wants if she doesn't explain it? It's, you know, you can't expect people to read your mind. He's not gonna know what he wants if you don't tell him. But that's neither here nor there. She doesn't like explaining stuff, and she even says to the camera, I don't like explaining things. Why do I have to explain myself? So he gives her the two drawers. She complains that the two drawers are dirty. Then she complains that the closet is too stinky and it stinks, and oh my god, it smells so bad. She don't know what it smells like, but it don't smell good. It's the disrespect for me. Like, you're disrespecting your spouse, fiance, boyfriend, whatever, on national TV. Okay, if his closet doesn't smell to your liking while he's at work, do something about it. Light a candle in there, spray Febreze, whatever. But to embarrass the man when he's really, it seems like he's really trying to be accommodating, is it's disrespectful. Like, I would never. If I was to go to my man's house and he's like, okay babe, here, you can have this drawer, I'd be like, thank you. If the drawer is not to my liking, I will figure it out, but I'm not going to disrespect your space because I don't know how hard you have to work to get that space. So I'm not going to disrespect it. But Natalie clearly doesn't feel the same way. So then she says she has to clean it. There was one point where she's cleaning the kitchen and the post turned around and was just like, she's still here, I guess. Like, cat is over her, just like Mike seems to be over her. She did a video call with her mom. Her mom asked about the ring again, so I'm guessing she didn't tell the mom that she was very disrespectful to Mike before he left Ukraine, and she threw the ring at him. So, and her friends are apparently asking the same question, so she didn't tell them that she threw the ring at him. So is she portraying herself as this angel? And oh my, I have no idea. I don't know why I don't have the ring. I don't know what. I could have never guessed why I don't have the. And as long as you have been there now living with Meg, you have not done anything to deserve a re-engagement. She's been there with Meg. I need some lip chop. Lips are chapped. But as long as she's been there with Meg, she hasn't done anything to re-earn that ring as far as I'm concerned. But that's the end of them. Like, to me, she's not even trying to make the man happy. She'll complain. She do wrong and she's complaining. He's trying to make it right. She's complaining. The only thing she has been happy about thus far is the waterfall. So I'm really hoping that's just some type of, I don't know. I don't like their scenes. Their scenes really bother me. They really annoy me because she complains so much. The next couple that we see is Yara and Jovi. This is the scene where Jovi is packing to leave because he's leaving for 4 weeks to go to work, and Yara will be there by herself. before I even got into what happened with them, I don't understand, if he works 4 weeks on and 4 weeks off, why would he have her come 2 weeks into his 4 weeks off? Why not have her come after he comes back from the 4 weeks on, and that way he has a full month with her before having a full month without her? That's just my crazy nonsensical thoughts, but hey, what do I know, right? They briefly spoke about the miscarriage conversation that they had last week, and this episode, you see a lot more chemistry between them than you've seen in any episode. I haven't seen any as much chemistry between them as I've done before, and I don't know if it's because he's leaving, but there was a lot more chemistry. The only thing was, we'll get to it in a second. Anyway, you're seeing them touching, they're kissing, they're hugging. You know, that it was just a lot of chemistry this episode. So I was very, I guess, pleased with it, because I really honestly, I was like, there's no way these two people actually like the one another. So that can't be real, right? They got to the airport, they're joking around with each other, they're hugging. He says, that's when they're at the airport, they're hugging to say goodbye. He says to her, I love you, about 2 times. Maybe it was more than that, but she never says it back. And I'm like, this man is leaving for a month. You can't even say I love you back to the man? Like, are you joking? Like, what are you doing? That's crazy. I don't know. That's just me. I think that's crazy. Anyway, then there's the next scene where Yara is meeting up with Sarah, who is one of Jovi's friends. I believe we met Sarah in the beginning. She just had a baby. That's one of Jovi's friends that's already married. And there's a scene where Yara is getting ready, where she's complaining about somebody throwing up on her shoes. I was like, that's so disgusting. Like, ew. But somebody threw up on her shoes, apparently, and so that makes her hate New Orleans even more. So Sarah and Yara are going to a nail salon to go and get their nails and feet done. At first it was very awkward with the two of them for me. It was kind of like, this is so awkward. Like, why do we need this scene? This is so awkward. But I guess we needed to see them go get their nails done. The friend says, Sarah says, she doesn't know a lot about Yara, and that makes her feel like her and Jovi shouldn't get married. And I'm like, but lady, Yara is not marrying you. Yara is marrying Jovi. So just because you don't know a lot about her doesn't mean that Jovi doesn't. And it's not necessarily your place to know a lot about her. And if you want to know about her, get to know her. But you're not the one marrying her. So I don't understand. I hate when I see shows or situations where you hear people talking about their friends. Oh, my friend don't really like you because them don't know you, or them think we're moving too fast. It's like they don't know the A's, B's and C's in the dynamic of the relationship. So why do they have so much 2 cents, dollars and 5 cents, 10 cents to give? You know, just stay in your place. And then I feel like the friend was doing too much. She was giving a lot of information when they were in the nail salon. Sarah starts asking Yara when they're gonna have a baby and when she thinks they're gonna start trying for a baby. But 2 seconds ago, lady, you just said, oh, I think they're rushing into things. I don't think they should be getting married so soon. So they don't know each other well enough to get married, but you feel like they know each other well enough to bring a whole another human being onto this planet. People's minds are so warped. Oh, I don't know you well enough to marry you, but you know, let's have a baby together. What? Like, but the friend was doing too much. She was giving too much information, and I don't know if she was trying to sabotage their relationship or what, but why did she need to know that the man used to dagger all type of strippers? That was before her time. That was before her. I mean, is it relevant information at the time? No. What he was doing before you was none of your business. If he used to be a pimp before you, I don't really feel like that's any of your business unless he's still pimping. You know, like, to me, I feel like people introduce things into the relationship to cause turmoil, and it's unnecessary. I feel like Sarah was doing too much. She was giving way too much information, and I don't know what her purpose was behind that, but it bothered me. Next couple is Andrew and Amira. So we see Andrew. First of all, was Andrew wearing the same exact outfit that he was wearing from him leave America to go to Mexico? So the outfit he was wearing on the plane, then he goes to the hotel, has on the same outfit, then wakes up the next day and have on the same outfit, and him doing me look like him bathed. Like, whoa, what are you doing? Andrew, you need more clothes. I saw you with a suitcase. I thought you packed more clothes than that, but I guess not. So they're at the hotel. Amira is still detained. We still don't know what exactly is going on with Amira. Andrew is on the balcony looking at views, talking about how depressing the views are because Amira is not there with him. Sir, that's your fault. This was your clever idea, you know. This was your clever idea to come up with all of this, which I did go to. I partially started studying immigration law. I'm an immigrant again, if you can't tell. I mean, I'm in America, I'm an immigrant. But the means that he was trying to get her here is not exactly wrong. But during COVID times, obviously there were going to be probably more regulations than normal. She's coming to hell from France, and normally if one, and this is just me speaking freely, I'm not giving advice, I'm not saying these are facts, I'm just speaking freely, but normally if one border closed, the US border closed, then Mexico border is going to be closed. So if US border is closed to people from Europe, why would you think that the Mexican border is going to be open to people from Europe when the US border is not open to people from Europe? On a K1 visa, people can come to the US on a K1 visa and use that same visa to travel to Mexico, Canada, and where else? There's one other place, but it's not coming to my mind right now. But Mexico and Canada, they can travel from the US using their K1 visa to those two places. I know for sure. So it's not that his means were wrong, but you have to think about the fact that this is COVID times. There are different regulations, there's different rules, you know, people are doing things differently for precautions. So he did not fully think that through. So we see him, and he spoke to his mom and sister, who, it's weird to me that he waited till the next day to let them know that Amir was detained, because he's video calling and they're like, oh my god, where is she, da, da, da. And he's like, oh, it's not good, she's not here. His mom was like, oh no, what, I can't believe it. I was like, are those your genuine feelings, mom? Because you don't look too unenthused, but okay. So the mom is like, you know, wow, I can't believe it, I can't believe she's not there. And then the sister says the same thing. So that call was pretty short. Andrew says he doesn't know how long he's gonna stay in the hotel, and I'm like, what do you mean you don't know how long you will stay in the hotel? Or did he mean he doesn't know how long he will stay in Mexico? Because why would you continue to stay there? I mean, why would you continue to stay there? Why would you leave without completely rectifying what is going on with Amira? So you're gonna leave her there by herself? I don't know how long I want to stay here until you figure out what the hell is going on with Amira. That's how long, sir. So anyway, we see him calling around. He calls the detention center allegedly, because we don't know who he's calling. He calls the airport allegedly, and he keeps getting hung up on. Another question: there's Uber in Mexico, or that there's at least taxi in Mexico. Why is he not just going directly to the detention center to figure out what's going on? Because if you're in a detention center and you have a lawyer, the lawyers can come visit. So I'm sure there's someone there that can answer some type of question. If you have questions, why not just go to the detention center? If you know where she is, you're calling the number, so you know where she is. So you must can look up the address. Google doesn't work where you are. I mean, sir, I don't understand. Anyway, he calls Amira's dad, and that was the most awkward conversation. Her dad was pissed. When I tell you her father was upset, her father was so pissed off. Her father was upset to the highest level. Okay, and he's all, hi, hi, hey, oh my gosh, hi, I like your shirt, your tie, it's just ravishing, oh my god, whoa. And the father's like, sir, you think I care about your compliments? I don't care about your compliments. I'm trying to figure out where my daughter is, and you're telling me you like my shirt and my tie and this and that and Tara knows what. Don't try butter me up, buttercup. Oh my days. Oh my days. That scene pissed me off. I was upset for Amira's father too. I was just like, what? Sir, I don't want to hear about no. Anyway, that was so weird. They talk for a little bit, and the dad is pissed, and you can tell that he's pissed. He's just not here for it, you know. He's not having it at all. Okay, so that's the end of Amira and Andrew. We still don't know where Amira is. Andrew is still in the hotel. Sure, hold on. Okay. All right. Lighting switch. It started to get dark outside, so I had to change some things around. But anyway, that was the end of Andrew and Amira. We still don't know where she is. Andrew is still in the hotel. We don't know when she's coming back, but it looks like next episode she might come back, episode 7. But for now, we still don't know the what is what. Rebecca and Ziad. So it's the day that Ziad is supposed to enter America. And Rebecca was struggling with her makeup in the beginning. Oh my god, it's not. I said, Rebecca, I don't think it matters how long or how hard you try to sit there and put on that makeup. You're not going to look any different because you don't have a walk-in filter. So just give up. Anyway, one more thing. Why do the people on this show, especially the women who are older than their men, why do they keep having to say, oh yes, my 27-year-old fiance is coming? Can you imagine if in a normal world you walked around like that? Oh yes, my 28-year-old fiance is coming. Weird. But that was just so weird. That was a little side note because she keeps saying it every episode. Rebecca's like, oh, my 27-year-old fiance, my 27-year'old fiance. Lady, you're just making yourself look old. Like you're making yourself sound like you're adopting a child rather than about to marry a man. It doesn't matter that he's younger than you, because at the end of the day he's still an adult and both of you consented to this relationship. What's disgusting is you keep saying it's your 27-year-old this, 27-year-old that. That's disgusting because it makes it sound like you're adopting a child versus about to marry somebody. You get me, Rebecca? Stop it, Rebecca. Stop it, Rebecca. Rebecca, stop it. So her daughter and her fiance, her daughter and her daughter's fiance Micah, I think her daughter's name, what was her daughter's name? Heather? Was it Heather? No, Tiffany. Where'd I get Heather from? But they come over, they bring her a TV to kind of add some final touches to the house because Ziad is supposed to be arriving that day. Her daughter gives her the news that she and Micah are gonna ride to the airport with them, and also that they're gonna ride back and they're gonna chaperone the whole time. Now, this conversation was weird. I was like, who is the mom here? because the daughter was like, no, you're riding back with me, we're all riding together, and this is what's gonna be. We don't trust you, we don't trust him, da 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 da. Now, is it right for the daughter to be concerned because of Rebecca's track record? Sure. But who is the mother? Who's the mother? Who is the mother in this situation? Is it not Rebecca is the mother? Rebecca? Is Rebecca not the mother? Rebecca is the mother of Tiffany. Rebecca pushed Tiffany out. Tiffany didn't push Rebecca out. So why is Tiffany regulated? Rebecca acts like a teenager at times, and it's kind of frustrating. It's frustrating. Anyway, they're on the way to the airport. The daughter starts asking how old Ziad is. Rebecca can't remember if he is 27 or 28. But Rebecca, didn't you fill out all the paperwork for his K1 visa? So shouldn't you know his age? The man was born in 93. Simple maths. Like, okay. Anyway, they're having that conversation. She forgot how old he is. They reach to the airport. Rebecca starts acting like a child. She can't breathe. Oh my god, she's gonna vomit. Oh my goodness. Oh my days. Oh my god, I can't breathe. Her daughter's telling her to calm down. Just way too dramatic. Anyway, Ziad arrives. They start kissing, and Ziad's eyes are wide open. And what the fuck? He's like, yes, Rebecca. I miss you so much, Rebecca. Sir. Ooh. Anyway, that was weird. And then while they're kissing, the daughter was there like snapping photos like it was a photo shoot. The whole fucking shit was weird. I just can't. I just cannot. Anyway. So, and then Micah. Why does Micah look so angry all the time? Like, he literally looks like he's about to fight at any given moment. Like, he literally looks like he's about to fight at any second. Why? Like, when he was just standing there like, you know, like in video games when you have to pick your character that you're gonna play by, or I've never played a video game, but I've seen other people play, and they look at people and they're like, round one, Tetrasaurus, Amendaroris, Glorioris, Foxamoris. That's what Micah looked like. I was just like, sir, which video game are you auditioning for? Because you get the part. So I have a feeling that Ziad was reacting the way he did, because Ziad didn't look very excited or anything. He was just on the plane for 18 hours, so I'll give him that. You know, traveling, he's new to the country, there's just a lot, there's sensory overload, and I've said this so many times before, sensory overload. Like, these people are trying to push too much on these foreigners right when they come. Oh my god, you're here, let's go out to drinks. You have no choice, you're here, I did all of this and you have no choice. It's just like, what? Okay. So Ziad is not very pleased that the daughter and Micah were there, because he was thinking something else. I don't think Rebecca gave him that tidbit of information. But anyhow, they're there, and the daughter's like, do you want to go eat? Ziad's like, what? Babe, anything you want to do, let's go do that. So they go out for drinks, and Micah keeps looking at him crazy, and everybody talks to Ziad like he's a child. Like, no, his second language is English. He's not deaf, dumb, or blind. Like, he is not a child. Why is everyone talking to him? Like, I've noticed this too. This happened to me before, and I was thinking about doing a video on life as an immigrant in America. But everybody talks to me like a child sometimes. Like, yes, my first language is Dutch, but I grew up in Jamaica. My first language was Dutch. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, my first language was Dutch. And then I grew up in Jamaica, so patois. But then we learn in school the British English. And then I came to America, and then that's an English speaking country. But anytime anybody hears me and my accent or whatever, okay, so this is corn. Corn comes from the fields. It grows on a stalk, and corn is yellow. Did you know? Did you know? But did you know? And I'm like, yo, I'm not a fucking Cluffy. I know. Anyway, I don't like it when they talk to these people like this. It's like, you do realize that it's just my second language is English, not that I'm dumb. So, anyway. It was just so weird. And there's no boundaries with Rebecca, I can tell, and her daughter. Because it was like two parents driving their teenage children, except the parents were sitting in the back. I mean, I understand the daughter's concerns, but it's not your place. You're the child. The hell? And I wrote down, Micah creeps me out. Because he does. He's like, he better do it or else. He better not say nothing or else. He better not look my way or else. And I'm just like, calm down. Anyway, they go out for drinks. And like I said in the beginning, he just came up for 18-hour flight. The last thing I want to do after a long flight like that is go someplace. Unless I reach like during the daytime and I still have some type of adrenaline and I can entertain people. But after a flight, I just want to lay down. I want to lay down. I don't want to do much of anything except recover from the flight. Take a shower for sure. And recover from the flight. I don't know why they forced him to go out and treating him like a child like that. To me, that was so weird and disgusting. But Rebecca even acts like a child when she's with Ziad. Oh, Ziad. Well, like when he was at the restaurant. Does this have a beef? He can't eat this. Honey, go ahead and order the. He is an adult. Okay. This couple frustrates me. That's the end of them. We're done. Tariq and Hazel was the next one. I like Hazel. She's very quiet, but I like her. The first scene we see though is like 10 different piles of clothes on the bed, around the bed, beside the bed, behind the bed, under the bed, over the bed, around the bed, under the bed. Like, why were there so many piles of clothes in Tariq's room? His room was really messy. Even Hazel was like, this room is really messy. Where am I going to put my clothes? And apparently the daughter, Ari, her stuff is stored in his bedroom as well, even though she has her own bedroom. Because she mostly sleeps in his bedroom. And I was thinking to myself, okay, say she does sleep in there, which I think, even if she's autistic, she's high functioning, you need to wean her out of that. I have a best friend that works with autistic children. You really need to teach them independence and teach them how to cope. Otherwise, you're just giving them sensory overload. Anyway, I'm not experienced in that area, but I have a best friend who is. And that's just, she's 7 and still sleeping in your bed. You need to start weaning her off. That's a bit much. So he tells Hazel the child sleeps in the bed with him. That's another obstacle, because now Hazel is like, well, if she sleeps in the bed with us, like, first of all, why would you want to freshly introduce your child to someone and then have that child sleep in the bed with a stranger? What are you teaching your child? That's okay to just jump into bed with strangers? Like, what? Granted, Hazel is a female and I don't think she would do anything to Ari, but like, that's a bit much. I think that's gross. That's kind of gross to me, but hey, what do I know? But yeah, so I still don't understand why Ari's stuff can't be in her bedroom, even if she sleeps in the room sometimes, occasionally, whatever. Like, she's coming and you made no arrangements to sort out some drawers so she have some place to put her stuff. And it's almost like I feel like he doesn't think Hazel's gonna stick around, or he's not expecting her to. because it's almost like he's expecting Hazel not to stick around, and we kind of see a glimpse of that later when the friends come around. But anyhow, Hazel goes and picks up Ari. Ari meets Angel. Ari meets Hazel. They have a really good, warm first meeting. It went really well. Ari remembered her. I feel like the cameras being there was probably sensory overload for Ari, because you could see she really didn't know which way to go, which a child can be over sensorized, sensory overload. Because even I get sensory overload sometimes. If I go in a store and it's like too much people in the store, I will put down all my belongings right there on the ground and walk out. It's just too much for me. So I think it was a bit much. I don't think it was necessarily a wise choice to have Ari on the show, but it's his child, so he can do what he wants. And then Hazel was like, is her hair had to comb? And the first thing I was like, don't touch my hair. Why are you touching my hair? Did I give you permission? But anyway, their meeting went cute, and that was cute. But the whole time I was distracted because something was on Tariq's eyebrow. I don't know if it was lint or dog hair or what, but there was something on his eyebrow and it was bothering me the whole time. I don't know if I'm the only person who saw that. I recognize the weirdest stuff, but I noticed. So later in the day, it appears to be the same day. Ari's sleeping at that point. Hazel appears to be in the same outfit, so I think it's the same day. And Tariq's friends are coming over. Side note, most of Tariq's friends are all brown skin, beautiful women. Almost every single one of them. There was what were their names? Susan was one of them. I never write down her name. Susan was one of them. Angela was one of them. And then there was another female friend, the one that he sat down with at the beach when they were talking about Hazel being bisexual. Angela, the wig, edges, fix it. I mean, anyway, he's having friends over and he's serving out or sorting out some type of food, and I don't know what it is, but one of the items is cornbread, but the other stuff, I don't know what that was. It looked like mystery meat. I couldn't recognize what it was. Even Hazel, when they asked her, oh, how do you like the barbecue, she was like, it's okay. They were like, it's not for everybody, not if it. First of all, that meat looked dry. That meat looked dry like my throat. My throat is very dry right now, but that meat looked dry. It was not, did not look appealing at all. Anyway, he has very beautiful melanated friends. I don't know how he had an issue, or maybe they just didn't fancy him, because I don't understand how he didn't fancy any of them. But then again, one of the friends said that Tariq was basically a hoe. He was in the streets, so maybe that's why she was just like, I cannot do it. So they're having a barbecue. She didn't, like I said, Hazel didn't like the barbecue. Tariq has another brother named Marcus. He didn't say much, but he was there. And Susan mentioned she knows Tariq for a long time and never ever thought Tariq would ever settle down. And then they start asking Hazel questions about if she missed her son or how she like Ari and stuff like that. And this is where I said I feel like Tariq doesn't expect her to stay, because he said something to me that was kind of disgusting, because he expects Hazel to get along with his son. When you're applying for the K1 visa, you have the option to apply for a K2 visa, which is for the children. If the person has children either with you or with someone else. If the person that you're filing for has a child, you can apply for a K2 visa. But he chose not to. And his reasoning was, well, I just want to see if we're gonna get along first, and before we do all of that and bring all of these people and this and that. I'm like, but you expect Hazel to sleep in bed with your child, get to know your child, love your child, and this and that, but you left her son over there. That was weird. So it's almost like he's not expecting it to work, and he's like, oh, it's easier to send her back or get rid of her by herself if it doesn't work, rather than her and the son. That was weird. Anyway, Hazel misses her son as well. She kind of started to get choked up. That's the end of them. Stephanie and Ryan. I need a moment. Give me 2 moments. Maybe even 3. Stephanie and Ryan. And it's not so much even Ryan. Ryan at the end, yes. Stephanie. So we start off the episode, which her segment was far too long. I was like, why are you here? Why are we still talking about so long? Anyway, so oops, sorry. So the episode, her segment starts off with Stephanie trying to reach Ryan. She's getting frustrated. She can't reach Ryan. She's calling. She can't reach Ryan. And she's another one. Oh, I can't reach my 27-year-old fiance, Ryan. Not to be funny, but is she drunk or high or something? She doesn't seem righted. Like, she does a lot of this when she's talking, and I'm not trying to make fun of her if she has some type of disability, or it's really weird though. Like, she's like anyway, she's trying to reach him. She can't reach him, and I'm thinking to myself, if only Ryan knew that this was his boss trying to reach him. Pick up the phone for your boss calling. You must pick up the phone before you lose your job. Oh my god. And then I'm thinking, boss woman, you know, say you're his boss, so you must know, say the boy is on the floor. He's on the floor working. You can't call him during work hours. Oh my goodness. She claims she have some urgent news to tell him. The cat still don't like her. Natalie and her, the pussies. I'm not give away the pussies to somebody who want the puss, because the puss them don't like you, clearly. And it sounded at first like she was leaving a voice message to him, but then I realized she was just talking out loud. And she says she's not gonna call all day because she has a sick cat and a business to run. So then run the business and take care of the post. Like, why do you need to talk to him so bad? Well, it turns out that the news that she was trying to give him was that the borders were closed. Okay, you telling him the borders is closed, what is that gonna do? What is that going to do in that moment? Nothing. Is you telling him, oh, you know what, babe, let me go and find out what's going on with the borders, and I will go get the borders open for you. Please, girl. Anyway, she tried calling him again, no answer. She tried calling him again. She throws her phone because he didn't answer again. Then she walks outside, and she's wearing this white thing. And I was like, what is that? Whose curtain did she steal? She looked like she stole somebody's curtain, like, and wrap it around her. So it just was not giving for me. And again, like I said, is she drunk? Because when she does her confessionals, even when she was talking to Ryan later, she was just like, you don't understand. So weird. So she starts hula hooping, still can't reach Ryan, and the Belizean border is closed, and she was thinking that she was going to get to see Ryan sooner. I was thinking to myself, he lives in Belize, wouldn't he already know that? If he really wanted to see you or whatever, wouldn't he already know that? I don't exactly think he needed you to call him to tell him that his borders are closed. I don't really think he cares that much. But she finally reaches him, and she was like, where have you been all day? Where have you been? I've been trying to reach you all day long. She's like, I've been trying to reach you all day long. Computing. Oh my god. So he's like, well, I okay, let me tell you now. Let me tell you what happened. Okay, first let me say, okay, and I was just like, why you always lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop all the lying. I was like, sir, might as well you did say, oh, I slept all day or something. Cause he looked like he was lying. He was just stuttering. I can tell you're lying, cause when you're replying, stutter. It was just like so much stuttering going on. They start, and then again I said to myself, if only he knew that she was paying his wages. But he has no idea. He said he didn't feel like talking to her because every time he talks to her, she just nanga 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 in his ear, and he didn't feel like dealing with her, so he didn't answer the phone. She was like, "Well, I'm trying to tell you the borders are closed." I just can't. The borders are closed. I'm trying to tell you the borders are closed. Don't you care that the borders are closed? And he was like, "No, not really. I don't really care that the borders are closed." And then she does something that I hate when people do. And I said it in my last video. I said she has a savior complex. Like, oh, if I do this, or I must do this, he's gonna need me, or like she has a savior complex about her. Because then she starts boasting about, what about everything I've done for you? I've bought you clothes, I've bought you shoes, I've bought you this, I've bought you purses and bags and watches and galore. I've done so much. And then I'm like, that's not a genuine person. If you need me to kiss your feet every time you do something nice for me because you chose to do something nice for me, I don't want it. Keep it to yourself. I don't want it. It's fine. I will make it out on my own. And this is why I don't ask people for help. It's quite alright. I don't need you to make me feel less than because you felt like you wanted to help me. Because he even said, he was like, I never asked you for any of that. He said, you don't know how to apologize. And so when you don't know how to apologize, what do? You just buy me stuff instead of apologize. And she was like, no, remember that one time I said sorry. There was that one I said sorry. I was like, what am I watching? And then she says she does all the stuff she does to keep him happy. He was like, I don't need all that stuff. You keep saying that. Like, I don't need that stuff. Ryan said he's happy making his own money, and I was like, it's not your money, it's her money, but okay. But he doesn't know. He can't blame him because he doesn't know, And that's when she kind of paused because she was like, your own money? I thought she was going to tell him at that moment. I thought she was going to be like, oh, well, that's not your money. I pay your wages. I thought she was going to do it, but she didn't. But she said before she got him that job, she was already sending him money every 3 days because he would sit on his butt and not do anything, which was annoying her because he wasn't doing anything. And I'm like, ma'am, this is what happens when you find somebody that's not in your zone. He's not in your zone, your caliber. You go pick up somebody off of the beach when they might pick up coconuts. What you expect? He's not a businessman like you. If you want somebody who is running businesses like you, guess what? Go find somebody who is running business like you. Don't go try and find a water selling man and trying to make him into a businessman like you. He's not you. And if you claim say you love him for whatever the hell reason, you need to accept him just as he came in the package. I can't. But now I say she can't. I'm not saying she cannot try to elevate him or help him get to the next step, but how is getting him a job that he thought he got on his own and paying his wages that he thought he earned on his own going to help him? It's not. But okay, I digress. So she said she was sending him money every 3 days, and she starts to try to give him an ultimatum. Do you even want this anymore? Do you even want to come anymore? You need to decide whether or not you want to come to America. And he was like, I don't need America. You need to make the choice. And he said, I don't need America. You need to decide what you want to do. He said, I was born in Belize. I'm going to live in that Belize. And I's going to die in Belize. I don't need to come to America. He said, I was excited at first, but no. I don't need this stress in my life. So she was like, because I don't think she thought he was gonna say that. I think she thought he was gonna gravel and probably beg a little bit because she does so much for him. Like I said, savior complex. But now that she realizes he doesn't need her, she's like, damn it, my upper hand is gone. This relationship is toxic. It's not gonna work. So he says something about having a sweet plan, and he was excited at first to come and be with her and kind of explore America and see, and then she gets upset that he was like, he wanted to come explore America and not just come to be with her. But I'm like, girl, what do you expect? And yo, this part made me laugh because he was like, he said, I was excited to come at first to come and be with you, but then I realized that you were cuckoo or cocoa puffs. You were crazy, past crazy, over crazy, far gone beyond crazy. You're crazy, and I can't bother deal with it no more. You can take the case, the pillow, everything. Go. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I was thinking, side note, he's not that cute. He's not that attractive, and he doesn't talk to her with any semblance of respect. What is it she sees that I don't? It must have a long lingale, because I don't understand it. So him call her far past crazy, and then she tries to dangle the visa again. But the visa? I've got the visa. You don't want your visa? And he was like, no, you can have it. You know. And he was like, you're the big boss. Do whatever you feel like. You're the boss. And I was just like, oh my days. Whoo, Jesus. And then you see Stephanie talking her confessional. She was like, I just don't think it's gonna work. We haven't seen each other. We're fighting all the time, and it's just not gonna work. We just have, I think maybe it's just we need to break up, because I don't understand why. I was just like, ma'am, I'm pretty sure the red flags have been woven in your face, and you chose to put the blinders on. That green light is fucking up your vision, ma'am. Anyway, that's the end of my review. I'm looking forward to seeing the next episode. Thank you so much for the chit chat and sitting here and talking with me, guys. Say goodbye to Lua. We'll see who's my co-host next week. Say bye, Lua. Bye. Come on, Lua, don't be shy. Lua says bye. She's chilling. She's relaxed. She gets water, she gets sleep, she gets sun. She's happy. So thank you guys so much for watching my review. This is the end of 90 Day Fiance review. I will see you guys next week for our next chit chat about the episode. Don't forget to smile or be someone else's reason to smile. There's always a good reason to smile. And if you can't, you know, seek the necessary help to find your inner peace. Until next time, peace, love, and blessings, guys. Have a good one. Bye.